Hey, beautiful people, morning to you. All right, beautiful people. So we are on the teachers saga still, because since this is the returning of students this week, I suppose full-fledged next week we will see, the students coming back in, I suppose when they settle everything, where the schools are concerned. Of note, and let me say this, I feel very puerile to be making this disclaimer. If I speak about a particular political party, it doesn't mean that I'm aligned to them. You do have Jamaicans who are not necessarily aligned to the two major political parties, and I'm one of them. I'm for the MP who works. So whether you're JLP or PMP, I'm for the MP who works. And there's some in those two political parties that I feel that are good MPs. I wish they could probably form, leave where they are, join one, and Jamaicans just look and see the bright future that can come from that political party, to be honest with you. That's my feel, that's my take on it. But somehow there is this, it's like a familiar spirit that seemed to lock us down on the two major ones. I don't know. We just stuck there. It is what it is. But beautiful people, so I was listening to the news last evening, and Senator Damion Crawford was saying that, I don't know if he spoke with the principal of both schools. I think he said Taki High School, they are without 11 or 13 teachers, and Teachfield, they were without 22. He's not sure if it has changed, because he was really... it was a clapback basically on what the government was promulgating, that we have sufficient teachers, and that all is well. I remember hearing, Minister Favour Williams talking about we have expert teachers, and that was totally a dichotomy from what the present JTA president was speaking on in fairly recent times, when he said that they really do not have any expert teachers and are in need of such. It is a sad state of affairs, my beautiful Jamaican people, because our children, the future, again, are greatly and gravely affected. And it seems as if, as adults, we all are not playing our part. I'm not even going to just blame the political parties. We all are not doing our part, because in one form or another, we could have prevented a lot of things, mitigated, let me say it that way, a lot of things, and we have not, because you in your own corner, I in mine. That is the kind of mantra we live by, succinctly. We live by it covertly, we live by it even overtly, we live by it loud, and we live by it silently. It is a part of our culture now. It is even in mainstream culture. Me, myself, and I don't care about you. Please understand that I do not care about you. That is the kind of sort of a mindset. I really care about me. When I think of, even, for example, when the Chris Brown's concert came, and I saw plethora, like a multitude of people going, they were able to afford such a very pricey and expensive concert. Maybe to some it is not expensive, because it is, I suppose it is relative. And, and then when you look at another forum, you will hear some of these people cry that things are tight and tough for them financially. Yet, you see them doing all of this. And yes, we all have the right to do what we want to do. Don't get me wrong. Once it is legal, because morality for people varies. I don't know. Morality for people varies, and you have the right to do what you want to do. But when it now begins to infringe on the rights and the justice of not just the people but the country, there is a problem. And you may think that what you do not affect it. Does, and they spent all this money to go there, while I'm thinking about, we could have maybe come together to find a way to keep our teachers, so our children would do very well. I'm not saying that people mustn't have fun and enjoyment. I made a video before saying that now wasn't the time to take on such a thing, especially before back to school. And I also have my personal religious beliefs on what I saw took place, on people's videos at that concert. So outside of that, I think that we major in a lot of minor and we minor in a lot of major. What is significant, what is salient, what is important, we don't delve in. We don't. And it was indicative of that Chris Brown's concert. Somebody said it looked like when they had the grand gala, where, I mean, the entire stadium was filled to capacity. And it says to me, boy, people really have money here. Although somebody said to me that you have people like from the diaspora who are people from, you know, who are not necessarily Jamaicans, who they pooled together to pay the 1.5, the 7, but you have people who probably didn't even do it, you know. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because we keep majoring in minor and minoring in major. All of that, we could have probably, why didn't we think of just putting the monies together so that the teachers can be satisfied, so that your son and daughter can become the lawyer, the doctor, the Indian, the chief, the runner, the architect, the actuary that he or she desires to become. Why not invest in our country? What is wrong with that? Why can't we do that? Why can't we look out for, why can't we be our brother's keeper? We have this sort of a Cain mentality. Am I my brother's keeper? It is my money, I do what I want. Fair enough, that's so true. But no, there are always consequences to everything. And one of the biggest things is to have regrets. Listen to that Frank Sinatra song. I think that's a beautiful song that people must listen to. Some of it I don't really like, you know, when he said I did it my way. You have to be, you know, be careful. But you know, the essence of that song, regrets, I've had a few. Because that thing can send you to your grave before time. It can send you stark mad. And that's a problem, me, myself, and I mantra. I know some of you may not even like it, but it is a reality. It is a reality, my beautiful people. 11 or 13 teachers are missing, let us put it that way. They no longer exist at Taki High School, listening to Senator Crawford. And about 22, he said, from Titchfield High School. He's not sure if the situation has been rectified. But we can't get a band-aid remedy for a sore. I hope it is not a case like that. Meaning we need solid teachers. We need expert teachers, especially for those subjects that require that. I mean, all subjects do, but there's some that takes a little bit, it's a little bit more technical. It's a little bit more systematic. Jamaicans, we have lost our priority. We have lost our sense of self. Because as bad as things be in some other countries, I don't think they may not have done some of the things that we have done, you know. And I don't want to knock people's fun and enjoyment. I really do not, honestly. But when I'm just looking at the fact that our students are, you know, are suffering greatly, some of them, many of them, and yet people took the time out to spend so much money to go to a concert that, for me, when I saw the demonic things, but that's another thing altogether. I have to tell you the truth, people, because everybody can speak their truth. Everybody can speak their mind. It's a reality. And a lot of that money could have been invested in our country. Instead of always, you know, as much as sometimes I say the government must do this, we as a people, we could have done that. What if we had considered using all of that money to invest in the school system and the hospitals? You know what a vast improvement that would be? I don't even know how much a stadium can hold, but 1.5, 700 and odd thousand, 100 and odd thousand, 90 odd thousand, 70 odd thousand, 40 odd thousand, 20 odd thousand, 8,000. The cheapest ticket was what? About $8,000 or 6,000, same thing. Can you imagine if we had all? And I'm not saying that we must live a balanced life. I believe in balance, but there's a time, there's a right time. There is a right time to do the right thing, because sometimes you can do the so-called right thing at the wrong time. You can do the right thing at the wrong time. I never thought now was a good time, especially right before back to school, for something so expensive. If you want some enjoyment, go to a movie. I'm sure these local artists have had concerts or whatever they have, session, stage, or you could go if that's what you feel led to do, and concentrate on building. But we don't think that way. So we're comfortable like living in a sewer and decorating the inside of the sewer. So you don't mind being in the sewer. I don't care if the country want to look pop down and stay bad. But me have me comforter in the sewer, me have me AC in the sewer. Sort of a mentality. I'm telling you, beautiful people. 11 or 13 teachers missing. 22 missing. Anyway, guys, follow me on TikTok. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this.